Squiddy. Nice panties, Squiddy. Get over here, you rich bastard, and kiss me. Squidward. Oh, SpongeBob. Yeah, Squidward. Honey, I'm home. Ready for round 2? Oh no. Sparkle out, Squiddy, sparkle out. Baby, I need you.
Hey, what's up guys, GORILLAZ up here, back with another video. Today, this is a sort of sequel to the 2 new video. Today we're doing 2Doc, one of the worst ships ever made in history. But before we get into that, I'd like to make this a quick little ad of sorts. Follow my TikTok at GORILLAZ. I was regularly see me post stuff that I usually post, you know, like, you know, just mostly a bunch of random videos, some Q&A there, and voice impressions entirely friendly. But yeah, I mostly do that on TikTok. We also have a Discord server. It's not like an official GORILLAZ server, but it's a server that I run myself with a few friends of mine, and one of them being Paige. It's, you know, Paige, the editor and co-creator of the channel. So yeah, that'll be in the link in the description down below if you want to go hop in. And with that, let's now get into one of the worst things in the history of GORILLAZ themselves. GORILLAZ, apart from the new lore, bar of the new writers, 2D X Murdoch. For some reason, people ship 2D with the person that's been abusing him for the past Lord knows how long. Why do they do this? Why must we suffer? But the page found this one. It's got low-key 28 parts. It's a 2-hour and 15-minute read. We'll be reading a few of them for this. This will be like a 2-parter. Because I can't just stick with this for all day. This one's called Stalker. Oh, great. And me. We'll be reading the first 6, 7, 8, literally 8 fucking chapters. There's named Smells Nice, Mission, Sweater, Snuggling, Drop the Plate, Peppermint Tea. Hey, Footsteps, Talk to Me, and Flashback. Oh, so you already ruined Peppermint Tea. You know the one. There's a Peppermint Tea for me. And Talk to Me too, but don't ruin Don't Come At It, bro. You will be murdered for that. Cause now I gotta come out the OS. I know I play games. Or if y'all know me, you know Don't Come At It is like my favorite song off of Phase 3, so you're not about to like ruin it for me. Before they get annihilated. Get into this shit. I off with Smells Nice. Great. I'm letting you know, if you find the person that made this, don't go and harass them for this absolute shit fest. And it's just, I guess, deal with it. But let's get into this absolute horrid mess that will possibly make me want to blow my brains out. Okay, I'm sorry, it's too edgy, I'm sorry. But at the same time, this is garbage. But yeah, apart from that, join the server, follow the TikTok, this and that. If you like us, if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm 2D, welcome to GORILLAZ Hub. You know, if you want to stay more, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment. First time I've ever seen, leave a comment down below of what you want us to make a video about GORILLAZ related. Later, I got a few ideas left in the idea book, but we're running out of a few, so y'all can go ahead and send y'all's in. The first thing this starts off with is the person that wrote this saying, I apologize for my inability to give them accents. So you already know, we're already off on a bad start. It was the middle of the night, and everyone in Kong Studios was asleep. Everyone except 2D couldn't fall asleep because of a migraine, so he decided to go downstairs to get some water and painkiller or something. Smart move on there, but I have a feeling this is where it's going. Not wanting to wake anyone up, he stupidly decided to not turn on any lights and just feel his way through the darkness. Yeah, you think that, like, wouldn't that make your thing even harder if your eyes are fully black? Like, I'm just saying. Well, they're white now, so you might, and still. Jesus Christ. During his journey, 2D ended up stepping on several unidentifiable substances and tripping over as objects that were just lying around. I don't even want to know what none of those things are. That's about to be just some disgusting ass shit. Like, the dullard singer ended up tripping on something on the stairs and fell face first. Luckily, it was near the bottom of the stairs anyway. Ouch, came a muffled voice. His face seemed to have landed in some kind of clawfish. Surprisingly, it smelled pretty damn good. What? Smell of men's cologne, cigarettes, and alcohol, but 2D he just couldn't get enough of sweetness. I'm gonna take a smoke now. You know what this reminds me of? Yeah, you ever see like a really bad anti-smoke commercial that makes you want to smoke cigarettes? This is what it's doing to me. Except I'm gonna make sure that 2 gets extended. Oh yeah, let me make a statement. If you like ship 2D and Noodle or 2D and Murdoch, don't follow my TikTok. All of my followers, we slander that. Like, look, we slandered ships. So like, bro, we not about to do that. What you wanna, I don't know if you just listen to the fresh in the back, because I just don't care to put effort in this. I don't care. The material was so soft and the smell so good that 2D fell asleep right there, completely forgetting about his migraine. The fuck? The pain of someone jumping on 2D's back abruptly woke him up. The person wasn't heavy, but it still hurt. The person then got off, allowing 2D to sit up, rub his back, and make eye contact with Noodle. "Hey, Tootsie," she said cheerfully. Why were you sleeping on the floor?" I don't know, Noodle. I wanted to get a glass of water, but fell from the stairs and just fell asleep, I guess." He looked down, realizing how stupid this fucking sounds. This must sound. Noodle also looked down, noticing a piece of cloth for 2D. Ugh, did you sleep with your face in this the whole night? Like she said, picking up with disgust. Yeah, I guess. He trailed, realizing what piece of material that was. It was a gray sweater, Murdoch's gray sweater. And he was like, uh-oh. He thought there's no way this could be Murdoch. Smelled too good. I mean, Murdoch possibly takes showers, so... no wonder you fell asleep. You must have been knocked out by the stink. She laughed, tossing sweating to 2D. 2D made sure she was out of sight before hesitating, picking up the material and sniffing it. You know what this reminds me of? Hey, off topic, this reminds me of that one episode of Star Force of Evil where, well, I think it was like when like Star moved back to Muni, right? And she had kept like Marco's hoodie, and she had the stench of it on there, and she did not want to wash it because it still smelled like Marco. That was fucking weird though. Like, whoever wrote that needs to be fired. That's what this giving me vibes of. Like, oh hell no. Yeah. Damn, it really does smell good. Why in all of hell are you sniffing my clothes, Doltard? His thoughts were interrupted by a raspy voice. 2D jumped and turned around, towering over him stood Murdoch, not pleased. "Oh, hi, Murdoch. I was just..." He trailed off, shutting his eyes and covering his face with his hands to protect himself from being hit. I mean, this is Murdoch we're talking about here. This is gonna get hit regardless, actually. Let me be right back. Call after the recording. It doesn't matter now. I was worried. Like, when you think about it, bro. Like, I'm gonna say this right here. And I don't care what no one else say. I say, it's obviously a joke, but you know, no, fucking whatever, I guess, bro. Instead of shipping 2D and Murdoch or 2D Noodle, bro, just ship Turkey Tom with Noodle. Phase 6 Noodle, of course, because you know we're not going to jail. Yeah, Turkey Tom X Noodle. Okay, no, I'm joking. Dumb joke, I know, but I don't give a fuck, man. And he was still holding the sweater, noticing this. Noodle snatched. Murdoch snatched it out of his grip and hit him hard across the head with it. Walking away, he mumbled angry words under his breath. 2D sighed, relieved he was able to get away with barely any injuries. He got up and walked to the kitchen, not thinking of much of the situation. Some hours passed, and now 2D was sitting on the couch, staring blankly at the TV screen. He felt like something was missing, and that feeling was very uncomfortable. Oh my god, don't tell me it's the fucking sweater. He sighed as he closed his eyes, letting his mind wander. He thought about how his back hurt because of Noodle jumping on it. My question is, like, so, like, it's saying Noodle, right? But what phase is this particularly? Because they're not giving us information. Is it like phase 4, 5, 6, 1? I hope it's not 1 or 2. 2, because if it's 2, it's like, okay, she's a child. Well, honestly, I am shocked and scared, possibly, but whatever. And how his head still hurt because he forgot to take the painkillers yesterday. He then remembered how his headache just disappeared from. And his head was buried in the material soft with a comforting smell. And like that, he dozed off. He's just absorbing that smell. This actually kind of scares me, bro. Like, once again, back to the Star narrative. Like, I'm telling you, bro, like, low-key, she took that hoodie and went, bro, she sniffed that shit. damn! Bro, let me pause recording because I gotta get a mean-ass drink, bro. God damn. Alright, I'm back from my drink. Time to just drink myself to a coma at this point. This shit. Murdoch entered the kitchen seeking food. He found it, and when he did, he grabbed a bottle of beer and headed to the living room, right? He suddenly stopped in the doorway, took a couple steps back, took another beer and pharmacy and entered the living room, right? In the middle of the couch sat a sleeping 2D, his head cast towards the ceiling. Murdoch scoffed and sat next to him, eating the food and absorbing both beers in one go. God damn, that's impressive. Impressive. He looked at the screen, contemplating if he should go grab another beer while 2D started shuffling in his sleep. At first he ignored the singer, thinking it was just a bad dream or something, but I was surprised the singer leaned on him, resting his head on his shoulder. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Hold on. Unnerved, Murdoch took the boy's head and put it back in its original position, slightly moving away from him. Not a single minute passed when 2D started shuffling again and leaning in Murdoch's direction, resting on him once again. This time, more pissed, the bassist took 2D back and went to sit on the opposite side of the couch, hoping that if 2D starts moving again, he was going to fall into the couch. No such luck. After just a few seconds, 2D was once again resting on Murdoch's shoulder. The bassist looked at him and saw a small hand with a smile on his face. Okay, what the fuck? He yelled, standing up, causing the singer to fall into the couch and wake up Daisy. He looked to see Murdoch going, Murdoch, what do you want? He sat up trying to figure out what he wants. So then, what I want? What do you want? What? I was calmly sitting there, but you kept falling on me. Murdoch, I was sleeping. I mean, 2D tried to make sense of the situation. Murdoch sighed in frustration, but then he smirked. Okay, oh no. Oh no. For the Murdoch simps and the 2D simps, for all the 2D and Murdoch lovers, for people that love 2D and Murdoch that follow me, I'm sorry, but I gotta read this for content. This says, and I repeat, from Murdoch, well, I guess even you can't resist my sexiness. That hurts me. What? 2D was confused and quite frankly grossed out. After all, you were literally falling for me. Murdoch chuckled. Falling for ew! Then 2D ran up to his bedroom. Murdoch chuckled again. He finally had the whole couch for himself. He sat in the middle, enjoying the heat that 2D left on. What the fuck? Now, funnily enough, the person that read this is saying, I can't believe I'm actually writing a 2-dog fanfic, and I can't believe you're actually reading it. I'm sorry, dickhead. I'm reading this because I'm gonna exploit off of your retardation. I just shouldn't say that. That might actually offend somebody. I'm sorry. Okay. Moment chapter 2, Mission Sweater. I swear, bro, I could become a whole audiobook reader if I wanted to. 2D sat on his bed, distraught by the idea of liking someone like Murdoch. No way, after all the abuse. Because of Murdoch, 2D had like 2 black eyes and missing front teeth. I thought 2D was just naturally missing those teeth. You mean tell me Murdoch caused that? Shit, I'll believe you. Well, once, but I'm not gonna believe this shit the whole time. Liking him was not an option. When he laid down in his bed, facing the wall, pouting. Sexy, more like sassy. God, who fucking wrote this? I swear, the people that write these shits possibly don't even understand the characters them damn selves. So it's like, at that point, why fucking write it? Would you thought you was fucking Shakespeare? Get the fuck out of here! 2D closed his eyes and tried to go to sleep, but no matter how much he tried, he couldn't. He tried every direction, every position. Nothing worked. At that point, take some fucking melatonin, bro. Like, if you cannot sleep at that point, you need melatonin, I'm just saying. And 2D sighed as he sat up on his bed. Lately, he's been having a lot of trouble sleeping. He fell asleep nearly immediately today, or even today on the sofa. Maybe it's this bed. Yeah, he stood up and laid down on the floor. Absolutely nothing. Frustrated, he just sat up and started messing with his hair. What was in both of these places that allowed him to sleep? The fuck? Something that definitely isn't here in this room. Could it be the comforting smell of the sweater that allowed him to sleep? Come to think about it, he only fell asleep on the couch when thinking about it. That was it. 2D made up his mind. If he wanted sleep, he needed that sweater. And if you were to see it, the photo that they use is that photo of 2D and Dare. No one Noodle's playing with Sean right now. He's listening like, what's going on down there? I can hear something, but I can't really notify what it is. But how would he get it? Murdoch most likely put it back into Winnebago, so if I want it, Murdoch most likely put it into Winnebago, so if I want it, I'm going to have to sneak inside there. If I'm lucky, Murdoch will still be on the couch. Knowing Murdoch, if he were to find out that not only did 2D like steal like something of his, he would beat the fuck out of him. If not, like kill him. You get what I'm saying, right? Not kill him, but like he possibly would like put him in a hospital, because we know Murdoch. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. 2D got up, went to the living room. Empty. Shit. Now how do I get him out of that bloody Winnebago? Went to the fridge and jerked it open, and causing one of Murdoch's beers to fall and shudder. That's it, the beer. Yeah, he rushed downstairs to the garage and banged on Matt's door. The door swung open, and then Murdoch looked him down and distaste. What the bloody hell do you want? Murdoch, you bear. He pointed at the ceiling, trying not to laugh, and and smile. His plan was great. Murdoch would rush upstairs and give him time to go outside. What about my beer? Murdoch sounded annoyed. It fell out of the fridge and spilled. I was in his chance. Or so he thought. Murdoch looked at him like he was crazy or something. Naturally, if something happened, 2D would cover it up to pretend it never happened. Why is he telling me this? He's trying to piss me off on purpose. Murdoch, 2D broke down. Just go clean it up. And slammed the door in his face. 2D's plan failed, leaving him speechless. He went upstairs cleaning the beer, trying really hard to come up with a better plan. If I want him to get out of that Winnebago, I need to come up with something he must do that I can't. He ran downstairs again and knocked on the door. What do you want, face ache? This better be important. And he sounded frustrated. Can you come upstairs and help me with Ask Russell? So Murdoch cut him off, wondering what had gotten in today. But too late. Like, the door was slammed in his face again. And 2D sighed and looked down, sad. He's looking sad. He went upstairs, sat on the couch. By then, it was getting late, so Russell knew we were already asleep. Maybe I could ask him to do something on a friend, like killing a big spider. That could work. And so... God, bro. Oh, God. No, he says what in this moment, just do the eel line for the fuck of it. Because why not? So, yeah, killing it down and fly that could work. And so 2D cheerfully ran down the stairs again and went up to the Winnebago one more fucking time. 2D took a deep breath in and then out, trying his best, like petrified. But before he could even knock, the door swung open. For the love of sweet Satan, what do you want? What? Murdoch yelled and irritated and tired. Didn't even have a shirt on. What? A big spider in my room. Ask if they're asleep. 2D interrupted. I'd rather not wake them. But you'd rather wake me. 2D looked at him sadly. The bases rolled his eyes side anyway. Oh my god, what the f... Fine. 2D's face lit up as Murdoch finally stepped out of the Winnebago. You got right? But his smile quickly faded as Murdoch grabbed him by the ear and started dragging him upstairs. Ow! Murdoch, why? Well, you've got to show me what a spider is, right? 2D's face went pale. There's no spider. Now he's in real trouble. I don't know what he's planning. Murdoch though. Murdoch thought, right? But I'm sure as hell it's not going to be easy. Not going to make it easy for him. He always does his best to avoid me, so why bother me now? Alright, let's get back into this. Oh my god. Murdoch kicked the door open, then 2D pushed it inside. 2D standing next to him, the room was dark. The only source of light coming from the hallway. So where's that spider? He looked at 2D. Now he was scared for real. I guess he must have left. His voice trailing off. Murdoch looked at him angrily, then pushed him onto the bed. Wait a minute. 2D looked up at him, trembling, his heart racing. Murdoch looked at him, down him, just sighed. I'm too tired of this. Just go to sleep and stop bothering me, because I swear to Satan, next time I see you coming to Winnebago, you're gonna get it. He said angrily, then fucking dipped. At the left, slamming the door behind him. 2D quickly stood up, then ran to the door, pressing his ear against it. He waited for a minute while making sure. Downstep quickly left his room, so he descended the stairs, making the trip, and saw Mark in the kitchen muttering to getting a beer. It's now or never, thought 2D as he ran down into the garage and into the Winnebago. The sweater was easy to find. It was on the very top of the clothes pile. Right. So 2D took it and hugged it. Satisfied, left Winnebago closing the door behind him. But as soon as he heard his footsteps coming down to the garage, oh well. 2D gasped and quickly ran to hide. Behind the huge truck thing. What? I heard Murdoch muttering and getting to his Winnebago. Nailed it, 2D thought to himself. Inside, Murdoch sat in the chair by the window, quickly pulled the curtains apart. Expecting to see the singer walking down the stairs toward him, but instead he saw him coming from behind it. I know it big enough, and then back upstairs.
What in all the hell, sneaky little... I don't know what he wanted, why he required me to get in the garage, but he sure as hell got it.
2D snuggled his face into the sweater, finally being asleep. And of course, the person riding his side is trying to be like a little sneaky, little cheeky little shit by writing these terrible ass that don't really fucking matter. I'm saying, gosh, how many times I used the word Winnebago in this chapter? I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you not know how to pronounce Winnebago? Like the fuck? We're getting to chapter 3, snuggling. Oh boy, kill me. Just end my suffering. I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to go home. Go home. No more. Since then, 2D wasn't able to fall asleep without snuggling to the gray sweater, where it was his prized possession like a child's teddy bear, keeping it safe at night. Jesus Christ. Who comes up?
Who wrote this? Whose script is this?
This is horrible. Oh my god. 2D didn't care if it originally belonged to Murdoch. In fact, he did his best to forget about that. Who's you thinking is Paul is then, you fucking freak? Alright, let's finish this shit. 2D didn't care if it originally belonged to Murdoch. In fact, he did his best to forget about that. But as time went by, 2D couldn't help but wonder what was so special about Murdoch. Well, I mean, apart the fact that he saved your fucking career, mostly that. Plus, there's also, you know, a bunch of other shit. Like I said, that motherfucker saved your life. Well, he didn't save your life, he did, fuck it up, but whatever. 2D went downstairs to find Murdoch passed out on the couch. He was sitting in the middle with his hands around the back. 2D stood there looking at him, untangling his fingers. He looked so peaceful. 2D had sighed, realizing how much he wanted to sit down next to him. Quickly shook that thought away and went into the kitchen. When he came back out, Murdoch was still there in the same position. 2D looked away and headed out, but stopped himself in the doorway and looked back at Murdoch. Murdoch, don't do it! But his feet didn't listen and moved towards the couch. The fuck? Oh, this shit getting weird, it's getting pretty weird, man. He stood in front of Murdoch, expecting him to wake up at any moment. He moaned and started yelling at him, but he didn't. He was fast asleep. I mean, the dude's passed out. The dude drunk a lot. It's gonna stimulate the brain for a bit. So, yeah, he would be pretty fucking passed out. So, 2D smiled weakly and sat down next to Murdoch, turning the TV on. He deeply inhaled the addictive smell of the bassist and relaxed, leaning back so that he would be shorter than him. Hey, what the fuck? Look, this is some shit that is straight. This is sus, like Among Us. Hey, yo, whoever made this, they're straight sussy, bro. Bro, please, bro, can this video get like 10 likes for my suffering? I need at least 10 likes. I'll take 5 even. Man, cause this is out of pocket. I'm suffering. The stuff we do for content, people, I don't understand anymore, man. Where's my sanity at? Gone in the toilet. A few minutes passed, and Murdoch started mumbling something in his sleep. 2D moved slightly to look at him, causing one of Murdoch's arms to fall on top of his shoulders and wrap itself around his upper torso. So 2D had felt his face heat up. Oh, God. Okay, this is going too far. I need to get out of here before it's too late. He tried to get up, but Murdoch's grip only tightened. 2D looked up at Murdoch to make sure he was still asleep. He was. 2D sighed of relief. He gave up trying to set himself free because he knew that more struggling would only cause Murdoch to wake up. The only thing he could do was sit and wait for Murdoch to move his arm. And so he sat there, uncomfortable at first, but as time went on, 2D snuggled himself more into the bases and even accidentally fell asleep smiling.
Ugh, why is it so hot in here?
Was the first thing 2D Murdoch thought when he woke up. He tried to look down to find a source of the heat, but only ended up burying his face in a bunch of blue hair. He sat there for a while trying to figure out what's going on.
It's soft and smells nice. It's blue and feels like hair. Blue hair. 2D?
God. He finally looked up to gasp for air. He looked around, the blue hair tickling his face, and there he was, leaning on him and sleeping with the Dora singer. But what was even weirder was that Murdoch noticed his arm was around 2D's shoulder.
How the hell did I get into this situation?
He thought to himself, looking around to make sure Russell and Noodle aren't seeing this. Murdoch's constant shuffling woke 2D up. He slowly opened his eyes, but immediately stiffened when he realized he wasn't the only one awake. Murdoch noticed this and moved his arm, grabbing the singer by the back of the neck, causing him to squeal, and pulled him up to eye level.
Explain,
he said sternly. 2D considered running, but Murdoch was still on him. He gulped.
I just want to sit down and watch TV, but your hand slipped, Murdoch. How could my hand have slipped if you're taller than me?
Murdoch questioned. 2D felt his face would get hit. That's a good question. We know 2D, that dude a tall ass motherfucker. Like the dude, I hope Peso has that meme of 2D, like, you know, over the years. The dude's just slowly just becoming legs at this point. Like, that's how tall this motherfucker is becoming. He's just slowly becoming legs. Like, tall, lanky freak boy. I don't know. He was avoiding eye contact, slightly turning his head toward the door, which was behind him. Murdoch had rolled his eyes, thinking about his next move. He could beat him up as usual, but something about the idea felt wrong.
Okay, listen up, faceache,
he said while digging his nails into the singer's neck to regain eye contact.
Let's just pretend this never happened, okay?
2D weirdly nodded, surprised by Murdoch's calm behavior. The bassist then stood up, still holding 2D's neck, and tossed porcelain onto the floor before leaving. 2D just sat there on the floor by the sofa, for his heart still racing. His emotions were all over the place, but he couldn't figure out what was going on. 2D really enjoyed spending time with Murdoch, and he felt the more time they spent together, the less aggressive he would become. Either this or his mind was just imagining shit to make him feel better. 2D sat at the table, not eating, just stabbing his food with his fork. Noodle noticed this and came sit beside him.
What's wrong, 2T?
She asked innocently.
I don't know.
No, he looked up at her. Is something bothering you? More like someone. Who exactly?
I'd rather not say.
Are they bullying you?
No.
He suddenly looked up at her.
It's just that for some reason I can't stop thinking about that person. And I really liked spending time with them.
He noticed that Noodle was smoking. What? Someone's got a crush. She's teased in a childish way. Childish. So does this take place when she's a child or? Shh. I'm just confused as you guys. Guys, I don't know.
Who wrote this? This script is atrocious. I can't act this.
Who wrote this piece of absolute dog shit, bro? I need your location.
Do not.
Judy started blushing at the thought. Do too, you're blushing.
Do too. Look, you're blushing.
Judy's eyes widened and covered his face. No, I'm not. Noodle just laughed and then Murdoch got to the room. Murdoch, guess what? She said gleefully.
No, don't you dare!
His face still red. Red. Oh my god. It's there! Noodle started yelling for a good 10 seconds. Like, the fuck? Murdoch just stood there confused when she was done. She called me, turned to the base. 2D's got a crush. Where's that Darth Vader? You know, no! Yelled 2D, ultimately giving up and banging his face on the table behind his blush. So that man, after Noodle basically pulled his 6ix9ine off, he decided to just be like, nah. To bash his head in. Nah, I can't. Hey, is that the goal now? No? A girl tells a friend of yours that they have a crush on somebody. That's the first thing you do to get your attention of it. Oh god, no. I shouldn't be laughing at this fanfic because it's fucking garbage, but I can't stop laughing how dumb it is. If that's the thing I can give the 2doc fanfics or 2news, because the 2 new ones are just always sexual, but the 2doc ones are just fucking stupid. But there was the first one that was like, you could basically call it like a demo for this one. Was one that paid something in the past before. That shit low key was fucking retarded. It was dumb as hell, right? It was like a bunch of 2doc one shots, and that was what I was originally gonna read, but I gave up because of how dumb it was. I was literally in the first chapter, right? Like Ace low-key sees like fucking, what is it? Loki sees like Murdoch hugging 2D, and Ace just said, take a look at these two gays. Like, the fuck? Like, what the hell, bro? Shit was so dumb. Oh my god, no. Murdoch calmly just walked out. He wasn't ready to deal with their bullshit. For some reason, I laughed my ass off in writing this. Yeah. It's because it's fucking stupid. Oh, I gotta catch it. I'm listening to Don Chromatic right now. I'm just trying to vibe with that more. For it too new, bro. Just Don Chromatic only, bro. Don't slow down. Back to the video. We move on to the next chapter. Drop the plate. God. A crush on Murdoch. Nonsense. How could I? All he ever did to... A crush on Murdoch. Nonsense. How could I? All he ever did to me was hurt me. I'm not feeling the fall for him. Hey, Tucci. I feel his sword that helps me sleep at night. And he's just so warm and I snuggle. But doesn't that mean anything? Hey, Tucci! Besides, he can never like me back. 2D's thoughts are interrupted by Noodle pouring a glass of cold ass water onto his head. Hey! Tucci, are you even listening to me? Yeah, she said kinda. What? She was confused. Noodle outside and wiped a piece of food off his face with a cloth. After all, he just dyed his face first into his plate. Once again. Why don't you want Murdoch to know? Not just Murdoch, anyone really. It's personal stuff, and I'm still trying to work it out. 2D, like, looking at is now an edible food. Then I'll help you work it out. Oh, she smelled. What? I already know about your crush, so you don't have to hide it. And it's always nice to have someone to talk to. This made 2D smile. Thanks, Noodle. He stood up to take his plate to the kitchen. Noodle followed. So, she said in a somewhat mischievous way. Who do you have a crush on exactly? This made 2D drop his plate, startling Noodle. They both stopped in their tracks. Did I say something wrong, 2D? Well, I'll tell you when I'm more comfortable with it, okay? Oh, okay, I guess. Noodle pouted. 2D chuckled and ruffled her hair while making her smile again. So, when did this start exactly? Unlucky. Some of this shit is not even like on the fanfic. I'm just ad-libbing because I can't with this bullshit. I don't know, he replied. I don't know. About 2 weeks ago? Do you really like that person next to 2D? I don't know. No. Do you think that they like you back? I don't know either. Pouted Noodle. 2D looked at her. Look, I'm sorry if you're not satisfied with the answer. As I said, I'm trying to work things out. Well, is there anything you do know? Ooh, no. No. He smells nice. 2D answered without thinking. Wait, he? Noodle's eyes had widened at that point because her mind imagining all sorts of scenarios like,
How the hell could this be? I swear Tootie only dated girls before. About 2 weeks ago, where could they have met? Tootie quickly looked up, slightly panicking. He told her more than that. I mean, well, Tootie had stammered. Tootie was stuttering and unable to explain himself. Noodle just giggled around the kitchen at Tootie's side. Tootie laid on his bed in his room. When wondering if Noodle was correct about the whole crush thing, he reached his hand under his pillow and pulled the gray material, sniffing it. I'm pretty sure. Wait, isn't this like Murdoch's fucking thing from Phase 1? So because this does not give an answer of what this takes place, but I'll pretty. Let's say like Phase 2, because you know Noodle mentions air. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It's dumb. So why am I even thinking too hard? This shit's stupid. So it had been nearly 2 weeks since he had acquired it. And Murdoch's smell was slowly beginning to fade. He wasn't happy about that. Jesus Christ, bro. Fucking wash that thing, bro. Once again with the star narrative, right? Like when I tell you, like that's the thing, when I tell you that she did not want to wash it, like she really did not want to wash Marco's hoodie, bro. Okay, like if you're like don't know what I'm talking about, basically, like in an episode of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, I think it was like in season 3, right? Right, Star was moving back to Muni, and Marco, I think like left. I think like she took his hoodie or something. And like this is around the time when like she had a thing for Marco, right? And so she kept that fucking hoodie, and she was just sniffing that motherfucker. She was like, oh yeah, like bro, she was whiffing that shit. She was sniffing it more. She sniffed more than cocaine can sniff cocaine. Like god damn, right? And so the whole episode is about her not wanting to wash that fucking thing, to keep just this smell of Marco on it. I think that was like it's been like what, a few days. That smell is gonna wipe off like eventually. Like the fuck, bro? This shit was weird. It was a weird episode of that show, man, but that shit was still good though. 2D placed it on his chest, hugging it. He sighed, not knowing what to do. Maybe he really did have a crush on Murdoch, but was just not too proud. I was just too proud to admit it. Why would you be too proud of me? Like, would you be like too fucking scared to admit that shit? Like, oh yeah, I have a crush for the guy that's been abusing me for the past 20 years. You're just like, you don't, like, that's not something you'd be proud to admit. That'd be something that you would actually, like, want to be depressed over, possibly. So, if I was simping for someone that would be abusing me, I would low-key just want to die at that point. Like, I'm gone. He was tired and didn't want to think about this shit right now, so it was too complicated. Oh, man, so complicated, bro, whenever we're putting it down. So he just decided to go to sleep for now. He woke up again at about 3 a.m. 3 a.m. guys. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do a chase station thing. Fairly certain that everyone else was asleep, he took the gray sweater and went downstairs to the kitchen. He laid the material down on the counter and started making himself a peppermint tea. It's a peppermint tea for me. I had to. It's mandatory. Tootie was still half asleep and failed to notice the person that just walked into the kitchen. He lifted his cup. Like I said, so I heard you have a crush. The raspy voice said, starting to sing and causing him to drop his cup. 2D looked up to see Mark leaning in the doorway. Sheesh, calm down, it's just me. He walked past the singer, grabbed it. Hi, Muds. 2D said, avoiding eye contact and grabbing a cloth to clean up which what used to be his peppermint tea. He was a bit sad he couldn't drink it now, like just making another cup. So the Satanist leaned against the wall opposite 2D. No, don't do this. So what? So about your crush. That's right. 2D's face had went red, which Murdoch easily noticed. I'm not that comfortable about talking about it, Murdoch. He trailed off, finally finishing cleaning up and making himself another tea. See, just make another one. When his back turned to Murdoch, still refusing to make eye contact. Suit yourself. Murdoch said it. He took another swig of his beer. He looked at 2D, then noticed the great piece of material next to him. Hey, is that my sweater? The question made 2D jump, nearly dropping the cup and getting gulped, putting his cup away. While he slowly turned around. It's around Murdoch, right? With his sweater in his hands. Yeah, I found it lying around in the corridor. Then when I won the threat, so I decided to bring it to you. 2D lightly smiled, reaching the sweater in Merc's direction, hoping he would believe the lie. Murdoch looked down
swears suspiciously, then back up at 2D, who was smiling nervously, snatched her chair out of his hands and walked out the kitchen. 2D sighed with relief, and then continued making his tea. He was going to need to get another one of Murray's clothes pretty soon. At that point, like, what the fuck are you gonna do at that point? You gonna take his fucking underwear? Or just have all his fucking dick smell over it? Like, fucking freak. I can't even do this, but like, look, 2D's not my favorite. This shit just feels like slandering to me with him. I'm looking like trying to just concentrate, right? But I got music in the back, so I just want to vibe to instead of this bullshit. Fuck. My God, man. This was gonna be a long night without the sweater. Murdoch entered his Winnebago, casually tossing the gray sweater onto his real Egyptian silk sheets. I had to. Egyptian silk. That was just perfect for it. I'm sorry, but it was. He took most of his clothes and lay down on his bed, covering himself with a random blanket. He tried to go to sleep. After a few seconds of breathing, he realized that there was something off about the situation. He opened his eyes and continued to breathe. There was a weird smell in the air. One that he barely ever came across, but fucking recognized it very well. He got up, trying to find the source of that smell, and soon found his gray sweater lying beside him. He sniffed it. That's it! But where did he know the sweet smell from? I don't remember. It smelled like 2D's hair.
What? Why would it smell like him? He said he found it on the floor, but how? I swear it reminded me of my Winnebago after the incident, but I didn't wear it. After that. In fact, I couldn't even find it. Am I being too paranoid about this? Probably. Whatever.
He went back to sleep, clutching the gray sweater. For some reason, if the characters in the book I'm reading go to sleep, I also feel very sleepy. Most because I read at night. Whatever, good night. Jesus Christ, what is this fucking fanfic? This person is really trying to like have like a fucking monologue moment, like it's a fucking book. What is this? Chapter 5? Jesus Christ. There's so much of this shit. So like, bro, I'm gonna do this chapter, and then after that, we gonna leave it off like a part 2 probably. I don't know. Peppermint tea, chapter 5. Chapter 5, peppermint tea. After successfully completing a second cup of peppermint tea, 2D casually walked down the stairs into the garage, sat outside the Winnebago for a minute or two extremely quietly, not even daring to sip his tea, listening to what's going on. After establishing that Murdoch was asleep, 2D delectedly opened the Winnebago door and strolled inside, closing it behind him. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. He gently placed his cup on the table and sat in the chair facing Murdoch. His heart began to beat faster at the sight, like the heartbeats are going on straight at that point. 2D looked around, familiarizing himself with his surroundings, but he saw a huge pile of clothes in one corner. While he looked around, something else caught his attention. There was a shirt beside the bed. A shirt that 2D knew for a fact Murdoch had wore today. He walked over to the bed and lifted the shirt, hugging, sniffing it. Still warm. Ugh. He looked at Murdoch smiling, something he wouldn't usually do, but he just couldn't help himself. He sat there for about 10 minutes, watching his chest move up and down in his sleep. It was soothing. And yet, in the darkness, he failed to notice that Murdoch himself was clutching the gray sweater. The atmosphere was nice, calm, and quiet. 2D found himself feeling tired, but he wasn't going to make the mistake of lying in bed with Murdoch. 2D sighed and returned to his room, tightly clutching his new treasure. He felt stealthy, like a ninja. This is almost too easy, he thought to himself. Maybe I should do it again sometime. And with that thought in his mind, he fell asleep. It was morning, or at least by Murdoch standards, for everyone, it was 12 o'clock. And they were probably upstairs chatting and whatnot. Murdoch sat at the edge of his bed and reached down, his fingers brushing against the dirty carpet. What the? He looked down. And this was the first thing he noticed. The shirt he left by his bed yesterday was missing. Murdoch grumbled and put on the gray sweater. It was soft and warm. It even smelled nice. He stood up and walked over to his table, confused. The second thing he noticed was an empty cup standing on his table. He lifted it up and smelled it. Peppermint tea. He knew exactly who to blame for this. Hey, for your sake! Murdoch stormed to the living room. 2D knew was sitting on the couch, chatting
And he turned around to see why why Murdoch was yelling. Yeah, asked 2D weakly. Murdoch walked up and held the cup to his face, causing the singer to flinch.
What is this exactly?
A cup? Murdoch 2D moved away a bit to take a better look at the object, and he soon realized the great mistake he made. He forgot his teacup in Murdoch's Winnebago. So how could he have been so stupid? I mean, well, I mean, it is 2D, so,
Yeah, why are you in my Winnebago?
So Noodle and Murdoch and Noodle both waited for the answer. How do you know it was me exactly? The singer tried to defend himself.
Because no one else in here drinks bloody peppermint tea.
The bassist yelled,
Now give me a reason not to hit you, boy.
Because you're a good person? So, oh my god. 2D smiled weakly, already braced himself for a hit.
Bullshit!
He was hit in the back of the head, knocking him off the couch, but at least not on his in the face. Does that remind me of Matt's from Edgewood, you know, not the face? Hey, Tucci, you alright? Noodle helped him up as Murdoch angrily stormed out the room. Yeah, he said, sitting back on rumbling. They heard the sound of shattering glass, most likely throwing a cup at something. She sighed and looked down. That was close. Hey, Tucci, why did you go to Murdoch's Winnebago yesterday in the first place?
Hey, I didn't.
Fine, maybe I did. And why exactly, though? He wasn't ready to tell her. He didn't know how she. Tucci, do you like Murdoch? Damn, he's smart. If I can't say yes, if I say no, she'll know I'm lying. Maybe? He was looking away. Oh my god, no. He was looking away, afraid to see her reaction. To Doc, she murmured under her breath, a bit shocked but happy nonetheless. You know what this reminds me of? Yeah, like I said, this reminds me of that past Q-Doc, one I was originally going to read, right? In that one, Noodle was basically fangirling over the idea that Q-Doc was a thing. Like, hey, what the fuck, bro? What? He looked at her confused. Nothing. She laughed it off. He's too innocent for that Phantom, she thought to herself, what's the plan? Yeah, so you're not gonna let that ship you with him as well? Like, yo, Noodle, get that fixed. So, what's the plan? What plan? The plan to get Murdoch to like you, dumbass. As we can't just sit around and wait, right? If you want something, you've got to get it. She stood up on the couch and stared at the ceiling like she was making a very emotional speech. Noodle, Tootie began to. You went to support me? She looked down at him. Well, duh, you're my friend after all. She hugged him. Besides, I ship it. Okay. Sus. Stop. No more. Okay, just too much. Tootie was on his bed, smiling, clutching Murdoch's shirt. He wasn't happy, more glad. So he wasn't feeling happy, he was feeling more glad though. Okay. Glad that he had this shirt. Glad he had a friend to support him. Glad he had a crush. And in the end, I didn't find out. Murdoch thought to himself as he walked up the stairs. He knocked on the door, no reply, so he decided to walk in. No reply. On the bed, he saw 2D clutching his shirt. You know, he's asking the right question.
I had this get here, the little thief, so I saw him, my shirt was missing. And what a smelled of him. It probably disappeared in the first place.
He looked at the blue net, smiling in his sleep, took a sweater and sniffed it. He didn't mind new smell, just shrugged it and walked out. Oh, well, you know, he knows now. Like, well, that's interesting. You know, now he knows. We're on the next chapter, Footsteps. Well, we gonna end it off here, bro. This has been part 1 of the 2-Doc fanfic. See you in part 2 when we eventually possibly get the rest of it done. If I don't feel like, you know, just deciding to not do this anymore, and go back to actual Grows videos. Yes, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for Paige for editing once again. And don't forget to join the Discord, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment of what you want to see, more Grows content of. Please do not suggest more 2-Doc or 2 new ships.
any fanfics. If you do, it's like, okay, maybe we'll do them, but I don't want it to be just the main thing. And with that, this has been the Gorilla Sub. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.